Welcome to day 64 of my 100 Days of Webflow journey. Today we're going to talk about variables, the new update that came out in the Webflow Conference last week. I've been playing around with this feature over the past week and I'm using it a lot now that it's literally become my style guide. So now instead of me having to go to a style guide every time I want to know the size of a font or a size of a padding or a size of a max width or whatever, I now can have it directly within variables and just be able to change it from within the variables tab, be able to add the size to whatever size component that I have, and be able to build my entire style guide right there. And without having to reference back, I can just search for it within the variable that I create for it. So to explain it better, I'm going to show you how that is done. We'll see a project that has a style guide, and then we will see how we can change those styles on variables and use them across the website easily without causing any confusion. So let's get to it. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and stay tuned on this 100 Days of Webflow journey. A lot of cool Webflow stuff are on the way. Let's go. Okay, so now we already know that there has been something called swatches before. So in colors, that was mainly there in colors. So you can have a swatch color which you can save and you can name it. So this was already there, but now you can do a lot more than colors. So if you go to variables on your project, you can see your colors are already changed. So now there's no more swatches. They directly changed color. If you have a project with swatches, you will go to variables, you'll see all your colors, all your swatch colors are here. So now this is already migrated. So variables are what you can set across different places. You can just choose that variable. So in this case, the color is a variable, it's secondary green 30, and you can just choose that color for this element. And if secondary green 30 changes, which is now BBC4, so if we go to variable and change color green 30 to like, I don't know, red, so like complete red, you go here, you see that this changed complete red, and everything that had that variable color also changed to complete red. So this is variables. Now let's bring this back. So now more than colors, I have other variables that I can add, like size. And for example, here I can make sizes like, let's say, width medium to be, let's say, 2 rems. So whenever I need a width medium on my project, let's say I want here to give a padding of width medium, so I can just click width medium and it gives a padding of width medium. If I put this elsewhere, it's going to be the same thing, so it's just going to copy that. And again, if I change this from variables to 1 here, for example, to 1, it just changes it to 1 everywhere, like both here and wherever else I have it on the project. Now another cool thing is that you can, let's say, instead of width medium like this, you can have a sort of like a folder with width, and then you can have medium, you can have small, so you can have here width, and you can just use that / and then say small, for example, and then here it can be 1 rem, here it can be 2 rem, and then you can create one more, let's say width large, and this will be 3, and you can use this across the size. If, let's say, you want to change this to, let's say, 2 rems, 4 rems, and 6 rems, you can always come and do that. So this is very useful. You can also take this a step further, and let's say you have this project, I have a style guide here. So I want to link everything in my style guide to variables so that when I'm building throughout my project, so let's say I'm in works, I'm in this page, and I want to know, I want to size this as the same size as heading 1. I can just create that directly within my variable. So when I'm in the style guide, I can just go through these style guides and just fix them into variables. And I don't have to go to variables and create each one and just copy paste. I can just go directly here, say this is called display 2, I can just click here, click on the plus, and I can name this heading, and then / as we learned that's how you create folders, and you call this display 2, and this will automatically grab the size of this element, so it's 96 pixels, and you just click save, and now display 2 is always there. You can create this as well for this one. Let's say here will be heading display 1, and this will be display 1, so you have display 2, display 1. And now if I'm on, let's say, the contacts page, and I want to change this to now it's display 2, you can see, and I want to change this to display 1, and I can just add that combo class, and it changes the size, which is 72 pixels. So you can now even avoid most of the style guide building altogether, and you can just save, especially like these stuff, which you know you'll be reusing and you might change them later on. So you can just save those directly, go through your style guide, save those. Okay, this is heading 2. I will just save that size. So this is heading, H2 or something, and this will save that heading. You just go here, you find this heading. And the nicest part also, you have this search thing. So if you go to heading and you just type heading, you see all the heading sizes, and you choose the one that you want, so that you always have the sizes that you need. This is amazing update. Also, this works, and let's say, for example, here I have the button small paddings. This is like the small paddings for small buttons, so I know this is what it's called. So I can just write this here, add it as like button padding, and then go like left. So I know all the buttons from the left, like here, just button padding left, so it's 24, and then I can do the same for button padding right. Or even like just create one button padding if you know that they'll always be middle. This depends on your template, of course. Now I noticed one thing that for some reason it doesn't yet save percentage. I don't know why that is. So you have all the sizes except percentage. So yeah, so you just have to avoid that. So if you want page padding, you'll just have to use like, so say REM or EM, and you can calculate and make a calculation for yourself to make a percentage. Or let's say if you want 4% of in this case the view width, I think this is entire view width, so you just like say 4 view width, and that'll be the page padding. So you just like give it here and say page padding 4 view width, and that will be it. So this is how you create your style guide within variables, and this will be very useful throughout your build. It will save you a lot of time. It will save you from going back and forth to your styles. Now say I want to see how well and responsive this is. Now at this point there is no way to make this responsive, especially when it comes to sizes. You can play around with the CSS. So if you go to this variable itself, you click on this gear icon, you can see the CSS that you can manipulate through your code. Now CSS is best because you can do it with JavaScript, but CSS is best because you can view it right there on your project. So I'm gonna make another video on making a client first variable friendly style guide that I will be using personally. So I'm gonna share it with you, but there we'll make some custom CSS. But for today, we're just gonna go over this briefly. So anyways, so if you have a variable, let's say I want to change this typography title to variable, say display2, and in mobile I don't want this to be display2 because display2 already has a class and it changes sizes. So I want this to just go differently. So I can just go to that heading, I will just go to the size, and I will disconnect this. I will change the size to 72, and I can save this, let's say heading, and then / display to tablet, and maybe we can give it an underscore tablet. So this way we can distinguish that. We click save, and then let's see it. So here we have display 2 and we have display 2 headings. At this point also there is no way to rearrange this. That would be nice as well if we can rearrange this, but you get the idea. So here we have display 1 to be display 2 normal, and then here will be we have display 2 tablet. Now again, you can just search for this. So if you search for display 2, you're going to see display 2 tablet, and so on and so forth. You can again do this with custom CSS. If you have them named the same in the beginning, let's say this is display 2, so I want with a custom CSS to call display 2 to be changed across different breakpoints without me having to go over each one of them. Or if I want, let's say, to make this manual for this specific class, which is heading, which is created, and do this manually, I can also do that, and that will depend on my use case. But yeah, for the sake of the style guide, you might want to do something like that, and this way you can stay more organized and you can come and you reuse these variables on different places. Finally, let's say you are copying a Figma file. So for example, I have this Figma file here, and I have a design system that is set to it. You see, like, there's a typography design system that is set to this file that you can see here in Figma. They call it local styles. So this is already set up there. You can see that there's like a regular, bold, extra bold. So now in the sense of weight, maybe we can't control it, but in the sense of size and, let's say, height, or you know, color, or font family, you can adjust that with variables on Webflow. So we're gonna again go through that on client first and see how can that help us, and we're gonna create a project clonable that you guys can use later on. Keep on to that episode. That's the video for today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope I taught you something today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see the rest of this 100 days of Webflow journey. See you tomorrow in day 65.